The CDC just came out with some revised numbers about the opioid crisis. And I know we're in the middle of the quarantine and thinking about COVID-19, but this is still a very, very bad problem. Somewhere between 130 and 150 people are dying every day from an overdose of opioid prescription painkillers. Also, there's about 2,500 people per day dying from overdosing on heroin, which is also a painkiller. So you take those two numbers and combine them, that's about 2,700 people per day are dying of overdosing, trying to get rid of pain. So let me teach you a little something about pain. So in the joints, there are mechanoreceptors and also nociceptors. Mechanoreceptors, what they do is they sense movement, it's mechanics. And so when you're moving that joint, the mechanoreceptor is being stimulated, and then hence your brain says, oh, we got movement. Then the nociceptor, when it hurts, the nociceptor is firing and you're sensing pain. The cool thing is that when you are mechanorecepting, it overrides the nociceptor. So what this translates into is that when you're hurting, if you have movement, it dulls the pain reflex, so you will feel less pain. That's why when people are hurting and you say, you know, why don't you go for a walk? Why don't you stretch? Why don't you do some exercising? They actually feel better after they do it because they're mechanorecepting. So I love this information because I'm a brain guy. And so teaching our patients to mechanorecepт actually stimulates a change in the nociceptors, which dulls their pain. So that's good. And one of my favorite people in history is Benjamin Franklin. And there's a quote in my office on the wall because it's so applicable today. It says, "Tell me and I will forget. Teach me and I will remember. Involve me and I will learn." So let's break this down with old Ben Franklin style and see what he would say about the opioid crisis. So we could tell somebody that if you get out and move, you're going to feel better. You're not going to have as much pain. They're going to forget. But if you teach them about mechanoreceptors and nociceptors, and if you're moving the mechanoreceptor, it's sensing and it dulls the nociceptor, which means it dulls the pain, they'll probably remember, just like some of you are going to remember this because it's pretty cool. That's how we're wired. But if you really care about that person who is taking prescription opioids, what you're going to do is you're going to call them up and say, "Hey, John, I know your back's hurting, your leg's hurting, but I'm coming by and we're going to go out for a walk." You're going to involve that person. And then after the walk, they're going to say, "You know, I do feel a little better." And so they're going to learn. Ben Franklin, who happens to be a wicked smart guy, he nailed it. So if you care about people, which I know you do, watch out for them because the CDC has also said that medical doctors should only prescribe 3 days of opioids at a time because day 4, the risk of addiction goes through the roof. That's a scary fact. So still, the doctors are prescribing 2 and 3 weeks and even 30 days worth of opioid medications. And if they're not prescribing them, then people are going out onto the streets and they're getting heroin. So it's not a good situation. I know we're preoccupied with a lot of things, but please take care of your family members and your friends. Involve them. Ben Franklin would be proud of you, and so will I. I'm Dr. Pat, and I approve this message.